up, YouTube? Welcome back to my channel. It's your boy D Dyson. The Flash. Got to check out The Flash last night. And when I say that this is up there as one of the best DCEU movies there is, it's up there. Still hold Dark Knight as number one of all time. Zack Snyder's Justice League. And then I would say The Flash before any other Batmans. But, you know, it's really up there because of the story made a lot of sense. It wasn't just, you know, cut. It was, he fleshed out a full-fledged story. And for Ezra Miller to play the Flash as BarryAllen, despite all the controversy that he's in, I feel like he done a wonderful job in this movie. So BarryAllen, it starts off with BarryAllen as the Flash and how he's talking to Alfred because Batman is in trouble in Gotham and it's early in the morning and some thieves have stole some highly chemicals that can really do a lot of damage. So Batman's after them and he needs the Flash to help out with the situation to basically help save what these thieves stole. And it just goes from there. It starts on a high note and you just kind of like, whoa. It's beautiful to see Ben Affleck's Batfleck in action. Still, I feel like he is really up there as one of the best Batmans to ever don the Batman suit. How bulky he is, how just agile he can be, how everything, the gadgets that he has is so modern. Like it's phenomenal to see Ben Affleck as Batman. I feel like he should still have his own, The Batman. I really hope he does. I really hope he does. And just seeing how BarryAllen is, how fast he is, and seeing how he's grown into being the Flash, especially when he's saving Gotham Hospital, and how he has to come up with how he's saving these babies. And I just love that whole scene. I feel like it's that Quicksilver scene in X-Men. Nothing's going to beat Quicksilver, but this is a high ranking up there of saving these babies. Like, you know, he had to hurry up and eat and then do all these things. I was just like, this is so dope to see how he's doing his job, man, his thing. He's like, yeah, I feel like I'm the janitor of the Justice League. And I was cracking up laughing because he's like, I always got to clean up Batman's mess. And I love it because Batman is like, dude, I'm trying to do my thing. And how he does his thing is just phenomenal to watch. You see Wonder Woman at the tail end of it, wrap him up on the bridge. And, you know, you just kind of get that quick cameo from her. And she was like, I'm very busy. And she just flies away. And I was just like, that's dope because she's off doing her own thing. Then we kind of get into what this movie is going to be about as he's trying to get his dad out of jail, and Bruce helped him with this footage of his dad being at the store buying tomato juice or tomato sauce for their spaghetti, and at the same time how Flash's mom dies. So kind of providing an alibi to get him out of jail. And as he's reviewing the footage, he's like, if I could just go back in time to just get the tomato sauce, put it in a cart, everything should be fine. And so he devises how he does that, goes back in time, does it, but now he's kind of stuck in this alternate, like, what the hell is going on? Like, you know, it's something different. And as he goes back to kind of see what's going on, something pushes him out. And he's kind of like looking, we're kind of thinking, oh, it might be a speedster from Krypton or something like that. It pushes him out of the Chrono Bowl into this alternate point in time when he sees his mom and dad. And he's just so happy to see his mom. You know, it gives you all the feels until he sees his other self, BarryAllen. Now, this is the younger BarryAllen where he's just goofy. He's obnoxious. He's stupid. He's just everything that you would hate in being BarryAllen. Like, dude, you're oh my gosh. Like, he's not older, he's not bitter, he's not grumpy, he's not more grounded because the BarryAllen that we know lost his mom, so it helped him grow up a lot more versus this BarryAllen still stuck on high school days. Like, he hasn't really grown because he still has his mom does and everything. And his mom does his laundry and all these things. So he still had that childlike mentality. And he's kind of like telling him, like, I can't really go back. I don't know what's going on. But at this point, I don't have my powers. So he's like, well, today's the 29th of September. We got to go back and get my powers. And exactly how he did it. So when he did it, the lightning bolt shocked through him to get to the new BarryAllen where he lost his powers. So he's kind of like, damn it, I lost my powers. And the new BarryAllen has them, and he's just being goofy as hell with them. And he was kind of like, well, something isn't right, because now that I don't have my powers, you have them. I'm trying to figure out how I can get home, back to where, in my universe, basically. So we go through the whole spiel of that, and I love how it was, because it's just a marvel to watch, what he can do as far as going through walls and all these things. And at that time, he's kind of like, man, I only know one person that can do it, which is, he's kind of questioning him, is like, well, about this alternate reality is, Michael J. Fox is not Back to the Future. And he's like, oh, Kevin Bacon's in Top Gun. He's like, man, I destroyed the universe. Like, what the hell? So he's like, I need me to go to Bruce Wayne's house, find out that it's my Batman, Michael Keaton, Bruce Wayne. And how Bruce isn't Batman anymore because Gotham is safe and he's just old. He's tired. He's weary. But BarryAllen's kind of like, dude, you're the best detective on earth. I need your help. So he's like, you know what? Fine. Michael Keaton's Batman. Like, I don't want to help you, whatever. He's not used to playing with others because Batfleck is, but this Batman is older. He's brooded. He's kind of like, whatever. So they go into the Batcave. He's trying to look for stuff. And then he kind of gives Michael Keaton's Batman a message. Like, in my universe, I talk to Alfred all day long. I'm like, he's such a help. I could tell what he means to you. So kind of struck something there. He was just like, you know what? I'm going to help you get home then. And it just picks up from there. It's like, well, Batman's trying to, BarryAllen's trying to find Superman to stop Zod because Zod is in his universe and there's no Superman to help. So he kind of really created a bubble where stuff is going to happen, where this universe is going to really crash because Zod is about to, kill the planet. So you trying to find Kal-El and Superman and end up finding Kara, and just the build up, the lead up to that is seeing Michael Keaton's Batman back in action. And I love it because you see how agile he was. It kind of picks up from Batman Returns, where he has the paragliding, his things, it could just do that. I loved it. And just seeing how older he is, but he still has it. Even with his Batwing, he knows how to operate it, and he just kind of like, where's your parachute? That was one of my favorite scenes. And then he just launches out, and he just, why you see it just gives you all the feels. It gives you all the callbacks that you need in this. Like from the callbacks of when BarryAllen found the Joker. I'm like, if you knew the 1989 Batman, you'll see that he still keeps the Joker's laugh with him. And just how all these different things of tropes of small stuff that we got from Batman, that it was in here, and we loved every minute of it. Fast forward to finding Kara. Kara is basically the Kal-El of this universe, where Zod is looking for her blood, so he keeps killing her, and Batman dies in the process. And the reverse Barry is like, no one dies. He's going to keep going back in time to keep fixing it. And as Michael Keaton's Batman explained to him, like, hey, this is not how it's supposed to go. You have those paradoxes where things are supposed to happen. And reverse Barry is just not accepting it. He's keep going back in time. He keeps getting cut by different things from Zod. So it's altering how he looks. And our BarryAllen's kind of like, dude, we can't fix anything. We just, this is how it's supposed to be. And we go from there. So we go into this chrono bowl of how they're kind of not fighting, but they're arguing. And then you come across the thing that pushed him into this universe was actually Reverse Flash, of trying to find all these things, of trying to keep doing. He said, man, I almost got it. And in doing so, he brings in all of these chrono bowls of different Kal-Els. And you see Christopher Reeves, you see Nicolas Cage, you see the very first Superman, you see all these wonderful Supermans in different universes that we finally got to see. And it was just a marvel to watch. The CGI, of course, wonky with Christopher Reeves. It's just trying to bring somebody back like that. But nevertheless, to see him was dope. And even with Nicolas Cage as Superman, it was dope to see. So these cameos was really, really dope to see. And then as the other alternate BarryAllen was like, man, this can't go on. So he stops the Reverse Flash and pushes our BarryAllen back into our reality, and he's like, well, I'm gonna just go back and just take this tomato sauce out the basket, and then we'll go from there. So as he does so, all he could do was cry, because he's like, I thought that this would be the answer, but I just have to accept the fact that you're gone, and that really touches home, because all he could do is really cry. Like, I can't do he got that lesson of, I can't do anything about that. And that's what Bruce, Batfleck, and Michael Keaton's Batman was trying to tell him, like, dude, it makes us who we are. So you don't fix that. Don't try to change that. And he finally got that message at the end. And when he kind of calls Batman after seeing the footage that his dad gets acquitted, and it was something about that footage that let me know that this is an alternate universe as well, because in the first time, BarryAllen knew that his dad's face never looked up at the security camera. So it was inconclusive. Whereas when he's seen the footage, he looks up. So I was like, well, this is different. And then at the tail end of it, you get Batman and Robin's George Clooney's Batman. And I was like, this is such a dope bringing together of all the DCEU Batmans, except for Val Kilmer, which I hope that, you find a later Val Kilmer later on, just to kind of reprise his role as Batman in his final time. And you get all these things, and I loved it. And then at the post-credit scene with Aquaman, at the end of it, and I was just like, because he's still in a parallel or a different multiverse or different timeline. So it's kind of like, I hated that you didn't have Henry Cavill. You saw him in that quick chrono vote when he's with the Justice League, but that Henry Cavill Superman should be in here. But I get what James Gunn is doing. He's trying to make a new Superman, but nevertheless, this movie was fun. This was fun. I rank it as my #2 superhero movie of the year, behind Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse, and #3 is Guardians of the Galaxy, because this is something I'm going to rewatch indefinitely. Like, I'm definitely going to be watching this versus Spider-Man and Guardians of the Galaxy, just because of the high action from Batman that we get to get as my favorite superhero, and my favorite Michael Keaton's Batman as a great send-off as Batman in this movie. And I feel like with all these things happening, you can bring him back as Batman Beyond's withered Batman. I just hope that they do that. Hope James Gunn does that. But nevertheless, I really give this a 9 out of 10, just because that CGI factor just really threw me off. But you could have added a little bit more different elements of Henry Cavill. But other than that, this was a superb DCEU movie. So, you guys enjoyed my review of The Flash. Subscribe to my channel, post a comment down below, and like the video. It's your boy, D. Dyson. Peace.